Hey up, Rayvers. Got a request this week from Martin, who recommended I take a look at the Blue Max. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, the Blue Max sounds like one of them sex pills you get from a vending machine in a gents' toilets, for Todger performance. But no, it ain't about that. No, the Blue Max is about World War I flying aces. And it stars George Peppard as Lieutenant Bruno Stackel. Now, obviously, George Peppard, he were a dashing leading man in the 1960s. But you younger viewers will remember him as being the leader of the A-Team.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Oh, my lad Dino loved the A-Team. Bloody loved it. Yeah. Now, admittedly, the music were very catchy. It were a good theme tune. But I've got to say that every episode were the same, the A-Team, weren't it? They get hired as soldiers of fortune to fight on behalf of some underdogs, a bit like the Magnificent Seven. And at some point they'd get captured, and you'd have a montage where they cobbled together a fighting machine made from a few crates with some gaffer tape, which fired watermelons or something like that. And then when they broke out and started fighting the baddies, nobody ever died. The baddies never died. It was ludicrous. You'd watch it thinking, oh, we're stupid, he ain't even got a graze on him. He'd definitely be dead. Definitely be dead. Any road, Stackel is a new recruit for the German Air Force in World War I, and is assigned to a squadron where the main man, the flying ace, is Willy von Klugemann, played by Jeremy Kemp. Now, Rayvers from my era will remember that Jeremy Kemp were in Z-Cars, weren't he? Z-Cars. Hey, and that did have a cracking theme too. Z-Cars, didn't it? Yeah. So much so, it's still used as the entrance music for the football teams at Everton and Watford. Now, has the A-Team theme ever been used for football team entrance music? I don't know. Maybe some ravers can get in touch and let me know. Anyway, this Willy von Klugemann, he is the star man of this squadron. The best at shooting down the enemy pilots. And once you get to 20 enemy kills, you get awarded the prestigious Blue Max Award. Yeah, so it ain't a sex pill for Todger performance. It's recognition of your expertise and proficiency in murdering the enemy. Now, Stackel is incredibly competitive, very single-minded and driven, and an ambitious bleeder. And he sets his sights on this Blue Max because he wants to be the main man. He wants to be the flying ace, what everybody looks up to. So it was incredibly competitive with von Klugemann. He wants to beat him at everything. For example, because he's a newbie, he gets given a crap plane. But he wants to fly one of these snazzy Fockers, what von Klugemann's flying. But apparently they don't waste the snazzy Fockers on the new pilots. You have to prove yourself as a pilot before you get to fly in one of these snazzy Fockers. You what, love? Fockers! Anyway, he also nicks von Klugemann's lady friend, played by Ursula Undress, who also happens to be the wife of von Klugemann's uncle, General von Klugemann, played by James Mason. James Mason, ooh, he does that sort of breathing voice, doesn't he? In fact, it's funny they're talking in this, because obviously they're Jerrys, and most of the actors are putting on a sort of German accent. They're going, oh, yeah, like that.
I believe you have aspirations in that direction, Starter. You should forget them.
But nobody's mentioned that to George Peppard, because he's just talking in his normal American accent.
1903. I'll remember that.
And I always find that weird. It happened in Hunt for Red October. Sean Connery's just talking like Sean Connery.
Give me a ping, Vasily. One ping only, please.
And these other blokes, they're just talking normal and all.
If the KGB or the GRU has agents aboard, I will be the last to know.
We've got a level 1 radiation leak. Every surface of the ship is contaminated. Simply changing the air won't do. We've got to get the men off.
But Sam Neill, who's an Australian, puts on this sort of weird Russian accent.
And I will have a pickup truck.
I don't get it. Why didn't the director just say, you don't have to bother me? I don't understand it. Anyway, Stacko is desperate to up his tally of enemy kills, and he'll stop at Nat to try and get them numbers up. And this don't go down well with his comrades or his commanding officer. They don't trust him. They reckon he acts dishonourably and that he's an ambitious ick of shit. Now, when this film takes to the air, the flying sequences are absolutely superb. Brilliantly shot. You really feel like you're involved in the dogfights. They're superb. And I never saw this film at the cinema, but the flying sequences are so good, you wish you had seen it at the cinema, you know what I mean? I bet they look great on the big screen. But unfortunately, I had to make do with watching it on the telly, having purchased it on YouTube, which made it all the more confusing when it suddenly felt like I were at the cinema, because halfway through, there were an intermission. Yeah, this was very odd. They had a proper intermission. I mean, it's quite a long film, but yeah, I've never seen that sort of thing before on a video or whatever the modern equivalent is. Now, had I been at the cinema, I could have purchased some refreshments, such as Wessler's hot dog. God, they're bloody horrible, Wessler's hot dogs, aren't they? Bloody awful. Or maybe an ice cream tub. Yeah, much better.
Creamy vanilla and rich chocolate ice cream.
But I was at home, so I took the opportunity to pop on a brew, help me send to a couple of shortbread biscuits, and do away. Anyway, back to the film, and Stacko is starting to get noticed by the German High Command for his killing feats, and after sustaining a minor injury, James Mason decides to use him as a good news propaganda story. But the rest of his squadron, they still don't like him, still view him suspiciously. They don't trust him. And Willy von Klugemann is still competing with him. And the pair of them go on a mission, but Stackel's guns jam. But von Klugemann saves the day by shooting down 3 enemy planes. But then afterwards, the two of them start showing off and try to outdo the other by doing more daring flying feats. Except von Klugemann catches his wheels on a tower and crashes into some trees and dies. Silly fucker. Anyway, Stackel tries to claim von Klugemann's kills as his own, but he quickly gets found out.
They belong to me!
Stackel? I've just read your armorer's report. Your guns were jammed.
Thus confirming to his commanding officer that he is an untrustworthy, selfish shit, only concerned about his own personal career progression. Now, to be honest, there's not many characters in this what come away with much credit. Most of them are horrible shits. And George Peppard's Stackel certainly ain't the dashing hero I expected him to be. Very flawed character, very selfish and sense-centred. Ursula Undress is a bit of a devious, manipulative so-and-so. She ain't a good egg in this either. And James Mason, he's a wrong and an all. The only character in my mind who comes away with this with any credit is the squadron leader chap, who has a bit of honour and dignity about what he does. Everybody else was pretty horrible, to be fair. Anyway, on to Ray's ratings. Well, I don't know why this had passed me by, but I'd never seen it. Never seen it, but I were very keen to give it a go after Martin's recommendation, so I were hoping for a 3-star film. And I've got to say, it were very, very good. As I say, the flying scenes, absolutely stupendous, brilliant, it's worth watching just for them. But this ain't your typical sort of gung-ho war film, no. Lots of flawed characters in it, and it's nice to see most of them get the comeuppance, to be honest with you. Anyway, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would recommend watching this if you enjoy a good war film. So I'm rating The Blue Max a 4-star, 3-star film. Right, how do these things work then? Okeydoo, hope you enjoyed that review this week, Rayvers. And if you did, remember to poke the old like button. Give it a good old poke, will you? Much appreciated. Share our reviews with your mates. And subscribe to my channel if you ain't already a subscriber. And why not pop a comment below? Yeah, do that. You might have a request or something like that. Or you might be able to tell me whether the A-Team theme tune has ever been used for any football team entrances. Anyway, I will see you lot next time. Okeydoo!